Haiti occupies the western smaller portion of the island of Hispaniola, shared with the Dominican Republic in the Caribbean Sea. The history of Haiti began in 1492 when Christopher Columbus happened upon the island and promptly claimed it for the Spanish crown. In 1625, France started to establish a settlement on the island, and a few years later claimed the control of the western portion until Spain officially ceded 3/8 of Hispaniola to France, which renamed the new colony Saint-Domingue. By the mid-18th century, Saint-Domingue's population was structured in 3 different ethnic groups: the white colonists holding the political and economic power, the free gens de couleur, a mulatto offspring of white plantation owners and black concubines, and ultimately the African slaves. In 1804, Haiti became the second nation in the Americas to gain its independence from France. Today, with almost 10 million people, 90% of African descent, Haiti is a semi-presidential republic. Port-au-Prince is the capital, with 1,300,000 inhabitants. The 2 official languages are French and Haitian Creole. 80% of the Haitians profess to be Catholics, while Protestants made up about 16% of the population. On January 12, 2010, Haiti was struck by a violent 7.0 earthquake about 10 miles from Port-au-Prince, which was devastated. Haitians were already living in extreme poverty and had a lack of infrastructure and education before the earthquake. Today, their country is one of the poorest in the world and the poorest of all the Americas. Due to the severity of the catastrophe and the cholera outbreak that followed 10 months later, the death toll was unimaginable and the living conditions intolerable. Now I want to talk to you about my initiative, recently born when I thought that getting closer to the end of my path, and after a life of hard work filled with great satisfactions and opportunities, I wanted to give something substantial to the people who have nothing and live in the poorest conditions. My aim is to help a devastated country by building a school where young people can be taught a real job that could allow them to be independent and forever released from poverty. I chose Haiti, where the level of unemployment is 80%. Illiteracy is over 60%, and most of the population lives, or should we better say, gets by with just $1 a day. It's a young population, half of it not even 21, and it needs at least a minimum level of education to be part of our modern society. Not knowing what organization to work with, I eventually decided to ask the Salesians of Don Bosco for help. They have been actively working in Haiti since 1936, and today they provide 8 villages with every kind of school, preferably technical and trade schools. One of these schools is in Bourgeois, 4 hours away from the capital of Port-au-Prince. Here, there is only a trade school where 140 young men learn to work as bricklayers, carpenters, electricians, and mechanics. And the girls learn how to sew and cook. Unfortunately, these young people lack basic education because there is no elementary or middle school available. I have already donated what was needed to build 3 or 4 classrooms to prepare these young people to enter trade school. But since there is no primary school, this has become a bigger project, and we need more help. We want to build 9 classrooms, a laboratory, a library, an infirmary, and all services necessary to support 360 children. I embarked on this adventure full of enthusiasm, and I have to admit that I honestly found peace for my soul, since I believe my work is for the progress of humanity and the benefit of the poor.